This video is brought to you by Arma, who provides top quality supplements to athletes of all kinds. Riders like Nick Way, Chad Reed, Jeremy McGrath use them for pre, during, and post-activity applications. Be sure to head to armasport.com and use the code RACERX. That's RACERX, no spaces, for 20% off your first order. Hey guys and gals, what's up? I am Kris Keefer and welcome to RacerXOnline.com. And we are at State Fair MX in Riverside, California. And we are here to talk about the 2021 Kawasaki KX450. So I try to do my stuff a little bit different than other media outlets. So what I did today, I focused in on the changes. Kris, there's not a lot of changes, I get it. Handlebar change, they went to a Renthal Fatbar, and now they changed the hydraulic clutch system to a bevel spring. So a little bit different. I know I had some trouble last year with the clutch. We will talk about that. But if you guys are out there wondering, hey, what's the difference? Should I spend my money on a 2021? I have a 2020. I'm here to break down a few of those issues right now. So on the track, the reasons why I chose this place, it's a tighter track, a little bit ruddier, more tacky dirt. I picked this place because the Kawasaki hasn't been the best cornering machine, especially last year for me. I felt like when I entered the corner, it dove a lot, and when I put the spring up, it kind of felt harsh. So I wanted to work on that and really dive in and feel the clutch here on a tighter track. So that is the reasons why we chose this spot here. Right away on the track, I felt like this hydraulic clutch is better right out of the box. Why? So for me, last year's clutch, if you guys remember, you guys are out fanning the clutch, you might abuse it a little bit. What happens is this lever ends up moving under throttle. So when you're under load out of a corner, I had a little bit of a judder feeling in the lever and it would slip. And then while it was slipping, the lever would actually move in by itself and almost hit right here to my hand. So it just was a really weird feeling, a little bit of abuse, and the bike was just slipping. I didn't get a lot of traction. So now the difference is I rode a 2020 back-to-back today. The linear engagement is much better. It's a little bit longer of a throw. It's not so on and off feeling. And for me, I don't get that lever inconsistency like I did last year. So I like that. Another positive for me, here at the track, there's a lot of slippery corners. You have a nice tight rut and then a slippery exit up to a face of a jump. It feeds the power to the rear wheel much better than the 2020. I seem to think it might have killed a little bit of RPM response down low, but for me, I got more traction, so for me, that's better. The only other thing that changed this bike for 2021 was the Renthal Fatbar. That's what they went to for 2021. It's an 839. If you guys are familiar with your bends, they share that bar with Honda. So this 839 bar is a little bit lower than last year's 7/8 971 bend, and for me, it's going to be tough for me to admit, guys. I'm a big believer in 7/8 flex. Paul Parabinos, he works at Renthal. I give him crap all the time about how I feel there's more flex in 7/8 than a 1 1/8 bar. Well, I kind of ate my words today. I rode at some square edge, landed, OJ'd some stuff, and man, this 1 1/8 bar had more comfort. I felt like it had a little bit more flex. So his science seems to be correct, at least today. So I don't want to give him too much credit, but I had to eat my words a little bit today and give him some here on the film. So for me, overall cockpit feel, better off for me. I like a lower bend, and this is what this does, and you can get into the corner much better with this bar versus the 971 7/8 bar. You would think it wouldn't be that big a difference. Keefer, it's just a bar. What's it going to do? But for me, if you don't have your rider triangle set up correctly, it could throw off how you ride the track. So now I can move forward on the bike a little bit better. I can get over the front, I can soak up jumps better, and then when I'm accelerating out of a corner, I can shift my weight up farther and keep that front end down just because of the bar. That's easy, right? Some things I tried today. So what about settings? The fork is soft out of the box for me. I'm 170 pounds. I feel like I need to go spring up, so 0.50 spring is stock. I had the guys change to a 0.51 spring. So what they do is they stick a 0.52 in one leg and they leave the stock spring in the other leg, creates 0.51. Went in a couple clicks on the compression and slowed the rebound down some. So what that does, it helps me enter my corners quicker. It doesn't move as much, and the front wheel follows the rut much better than with the 5.0 spring. So nothing's changed there from last year. Again, we're gonna dial this sucker in more at a later time. But if you guys do end up getting this bike and you 175 pounds plus, you might want to go up on a spring rate. The shock spring is fine for my weight. I just had to go in a little bit on the high speed, a quarter turn, and that kept my rear end from just kind of feeling empty on landings of jumps. I just wanted to bring my rear end up with 104 millimeters of sag, and the balance of this bike is very, very good. Another thing I want to admit, it's a lot of admitting today. So I don't give this bike enough attention on my own time. And every time I seem to ride this Kawasaki, I always wonder why I don't ride this bike more. It's very friendly to ride. It has the best frame character out of all the 450s. You hit bumps, it's stable at speed. And today, with the bar setup and now with this different clutch that Kawasaki made for 2021, it just feeds the power to the ground much easier. And it's just really easy to ride and push. Not huge ruts today. I mean, for California standards, we had a pretty good day, but it follows the ruts really nice. It's a neutral bias. It's not rear end steering. I'm a big front end steering guy. It did that well for me today. So if you guys are familiar with the 2020 KX, the power, besides the linear feel that I'm getting down low now with this new clutch, it's a broad, usable power. It doesn't have a lot of excitement down low, but for me, I like that. I can roll my corners nice. The Kawasaki's easy to ride. It's vet friendly, but even the local pro that pushes this bike to its limit, it'll make him a better rider because he can actually push it because it's easier to manage. So I like that. Second and third gear is very usable. I like using second gear in the corners on this bike, but yet if you want to use third and lug it, it can do that fairly well as well. So overall engine character, I like, easy to ride. I'm 4 years old, very friendly. The gearing, I would probably suggest going up a tooth, the Jody, that's what I call it, do the Jody, go up one tooth. And you can use third gear a little bit more and help relax that shock a little bit. So for me, again, chassis character, easy to manage when the track gets rough. That's what I really want to drive home with Kawasaki. Kawasaki does it right with the frame. And I can almost guarantee you every other manufacturer out there is trying to beat Kawasaki when it comes to frame feeling because they seem to do it right. So I asked on Twitter, hey, what do you guys want to know about this Kawasaki? One of the questions was really cool, and I asked the Kawasaki guys here today, can I put this 2021 clutch into my 2020? Yes, you can. You have to buy the basket, the inner, and the pressure plate, and of course, the clutch plates are different. They have a little bit of a different pad angle. So if you buy the steels and the fibers and the springs, you can bump your 2020 up to a 2021 feeling, which is for the better. If you guys aren't keen on aftermarket stuff, put the OEM 2021 in your 2020 and be happy. As well, the 2021 KX450 has a smaller diameter rear disc. I am not a huge fan of how big Kawasaki made the rear disc. It's a little bit on-off feeling. I didn't notice it as much today, but if you get the 2021 KX450 part number, you can slap that on and rear brake issues are gone. And when I did go to a 0.51 fork spring, right, I went up to 3 millimeters on the fork height. What that did, so if I'm gonna bring my fork up a little bit, right, and I'm coming in a corner, it holds up more, it's a little bit stiffer, I want it to turn a little bit better. So going up 3 mil, I came here today and it was flush, that stock. So going up to 3 mil actually helps enter the corners better and still keeps a nice balance overall on straight line stability. I'm gonna say this one more time. If you guys rewind to last year, I'm sure you can see this clip again. Keefer, you're gonna ride this bike more? Yes, I am. Well, I promise 2021, I'm gonna put more time on this KX450 myself and see how I can get along with it, do some durability stuff with it. I wanna ride this more at rougher tracks. We will do that soon on racerxonline.com. But overall, first impressions, fun bike to ride, easy bike to ride, and a more linear power just because of the clutch. So cool that Kawasaki addressed some of those issues that we had last year. And now we have a Fatbar, and of course, you can adjust your pegs. You're a 6-foot rider. I ride a Yamaha a lot, as you guys know, and this has way better ergonomics for me. It's flatter, I feel up high, and I can just get along on the bike much better. I can stand up in corners longer, and it doesn't feel weird like the Yamaha does at times. So I'm going to ride this sucker some more, get back to you over on racerxonline.com. If you have any questions about this bike or anything else, Chris@KeeferInkTesting.com. I'm here to help you. This is what we do. This is why we created this thing. For those of you adding the comments to our YouTube channel and say, Keefer says sucker a lot. I only said it twice this time. So I can't really swear here. So sucker is what I'm going with, only twice. Stay tuned for more information, some baseline settings. And of course, it's 2021 season. Lots of new bike intros coming over here on RacerXOnline.com. We're going to have some fun. Hit me up if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe to RacerX. We're going Loretta's. See ya.